What's that word, man? What's that word that you heard on the curb? We're gonna jump right into it, gang. We're gonna jump right into it. Mm-hmm. Alright, let's do it. Hold up. Hold up. We're gonna jump right into it. Let me see. Turn me up, gang. See something right quick. You know, we gotta check something out. We gotta check it out. Okay. What y'all got going on this morning? Let's go. We come to get you. Let me see. Okay. All right, let's go, gang. Let's turn up. Hey, appreciate them gifts already. We up in here this morning. Let's go. Let's jump into some of this. We're just gonna dive right into it. We're just breaking a lot of different shit down with this Nolan Will. Then we're gonna talk about Katie. Let's just dive into it.
True. Did you kill Nolan? Did you have anything to do with Nolan's death? Did you delete anything out of Nolan's phone?
Yeah, we got a lot of
people are still out there partying and they're having a good time, but something happened to where it necessitated you guys to get the boat up and running. Can you explain that?
Yeah, I'm like yelling at other people, trying to tell them, calm down. Like, the boat could possibly sink, and Nolan was sitting by the boat with that Katie girl, and my buddy yelled for Nolan, get the F on the boat, get on the boat. And Nolan said, no, I'm staying out here. The next day, I got a phone call from my buddy Trace, and he was like, hey, man, they just found his body. My reaction was just, I was with my buddy Brooks, and I broke down.
You guys had been interviewed by law enforcement. All of you guys have given statements. But then I think that there's a part associated with this that's being rumored out in the public, and that is the situation with the cell phone, potential deletion of messages, how the cell phone was retrieved. And I just want you to tell your side of this, because what we're getting from the media is that they literally had to, I don't know, coerce you guys into giving it back. You didn't know where it was at. You were hesitant to give the phone over. Almost as they had to turn your wrist or twist your arm just to give it back.
Right.
Well, what happened with the cell phone thing? So let's go back to the first engagement you had when it comes to the family or somebody coming back to get the cell phone and keys. When did that occur, and what happened there?
Okay, well, that night, about 12:30, I went back to my buddy's house.
And you said the night of the 4th?
The night of the 4th, but it was about 12:30, I would like to say. And so I went back to my buddy's house that I stayed the night before, where we all met up, and stayed together the night before. And my buddy got a call from this guy, and the guy was like, oh, what's going on with all this Nolan stuff? Very aggravated. I mean, yeah, every right to be, but I mean, we were trying to calm him down, and he was just like, oh, where are y'all at? My buddy said, we're at my buddy's house, and he said, all right, and then he just hung up. And so about 30 minutes later, I'd like to say, all of a sudden the door just got open and slammed, and there was a girl who walked in, and probably about
Salute,
8 or 9
what's
guys
up?
behind
What you got
her,
going on,
and then
gang?
a mom, which was Javon's mom. And
who's Javon? I want to put that in perspective. Who is Javon?
Javon is one of Nolan's good friends. He's a friend of mine too. Great guy, and his mom and their family is very close with the Wells family, and so I don't know why she was there, what was going on, but I was very surprised by this. I was you just basically kicked the door open and, busted up in the house, no knock or anything.
So is Javon black or white?
Javon's mixed. I mean, I don't
That
know.
one talking about
Yeah,
Sticky.
he's mixed.
Yeah.
Salute the little bro
But
in the
he's not
chat,
white.
man. What they
No,
talking
he's
about?
not white.
Just
Not
white.
Yeah.
Or all white, I guess you call it.
Yeah.
So then they come in the house. Do you know any of these people? And
I know some of the guys.
the mom, but do you know anybody
I've
else?
seen the mom before, and I know most of them. Most of the guys went to high school with me, and I'm friends with some of the guys. I mean, I know some of them. So eventually, things started to get heated, and I was just a guy I was friends with in high school. He was like, "Man, come outside with me," and I was like, "All right." And I walked outside with him. And he was like, "Man, I don't know why." They were panicking, and this is just I think Nolan's just on somebody's couch. He's been drinking all day. He's just messed up, and this is nothing that we have to worry about. As much as I sat there and I told him, I was like, I agree. I would think he's on somebody's couch, just had been drinking all day.
Salute,
and just,
salute, Curtis. What you
drank
say?
too much and
Hold
was
on.
super intoxicated.
Wait.
That's kind of what a lot
So
of
Curtis, you feel like somebody is involved with his unaliving? You just getting you're not the other way. Okay, so you feel like he's involved. Also, what he told the mother boy. So Warren basically told the mother boys, "You gonna get involved, or I'm gonna knock your ass out too. Make a choice." All right, bet. Let's go.
a lot of us thought, but they were kind of losing it, and they were going crazy. And the mom that was with them demanded Nolan's phone, because Nolan left the phone on the boat. And when we ran in, Nolan didn't ask for his phone, and his keys were not on the boat, because his car was parked at my buddy's house where we had all slept, the night before the 4th. And so the keys were left at the house, because Nolan's car was at my buddy's house where we stayed at. So of course he left his keys there.
I was thinking the
His
same
phone,
thing, bro.
he was drinking. He didn't have his phone in the water because no one did. And there was more than just Nolan's phone that wasn't on the boat with us.
So it was more than just Nolan's phone that was on the boat.
Yeah, we obviously had all our phones, but on the boat. But those weren't the only people. Nolan wasn't the only person that left a phone on the boat. There was a lot of people that left phones on the boat, that didn't ride out or in with us. So there was a couple phones that we had that we didn't know who they belonged to, and my buddies got that figured out, but it wasn't just Nolan's phone that was on the boat who wasn't there. There was a lot of phones.
So when they
so he's saying there was a lot of phones on the boat.
Started getting frantic. The mom asked for Nolan's phone.
Right.
Was there a struggle over it, or
no?
That's what I'm saying.
Just handed it over. I mean, we didn't think anything of it. Like, she asked for Nolan's phone. We knew they were close friends with, the Wells family, and my buddy went out to his truck and handed the phone over. No complications, no issue, nothing. But I mean, I told Miss Christine that we had his phone and he had left it in our possession on the boat.
When did you? Miss Christine is Nolan's mom.
Correct.
When did you talk to her about that?
When I was on. No, I didn't talk to her once. Like, it was like 12:30. I mean, I might have texted her a couple times and talked briefly about a couple things, but I never. I told her on the phone before I called the Coast Guard that we had Nolan's phone. Before I called Miss Christine, I asked, I was like, oh, well, where's his location at? Because Nolan has his Snapchat location on for me. And he said, it's, Wyatt said it's, in my truck. Like, because everybody who left stuff on the boat, it was Wyatt's boat, so Wyatt put it in his truck, like, it was normal. And so the phone was in possession in Wyatt's truck. And when that mom came over and asked for it, there was no issue at all with us giving the phone to her. I mean, Nolan just left it on the boat. We handed the phone to her that night of the 4th of July.
And did you guys
go through the phone? He's saying they gave the phone up, gang.
Well, none of us had a reason to go through.
So he's saying he gave the phone up with no problem. This is what Warren's saying. Warren said he gave it up with no problem, with no hassle. When they asked for the phone, he's saying he gave the phone up. Do y'all believe it? Let's go.
For Nolan's phone. I mean, there's multiple phones on the boat.
We just break it down.
The boat was having issues. Why would our concern be getting on Nolan's phone or something? I mean, I don't even know Nolan's password. None of my friends do. We had no reason ever to get on Nolan's phone and look at anything. I didn't even touch Nolan's phone. None of us touched Nolan's phone until somebody took it off the boat and put it in Wyatt's truck, and then no one touched it until we handed it back, to the mom that was at my buddy's house.
Was that the only phone that she picked up, or was it other people's phone that they came?
Okay, that's to say.
I think that was the only one that she had.
When they say 20 to 30 people in this group, why did they choose him to be the spokesperson? He told us a lot, though. One had 2 boats in the water. He ain't said nothing. Salute to Vanessa, man.
Yeah, but I'm not completely sure. I think that's the only one that she took Nolan's. That's it.
And so we're on the 4th, where the night probably going into the morning of the 5th. This happens. Then the dad comes back at some point to get the keys. Right. What happened there? When was this and what happened?
Well, my buddy Brooks drove me and dropped me off at my house, and I woke up to a text the next morning that Miss Christina texted me, and she said, hey, Nolan's dad's there, is there at my buddy's house to pick up the keys. And, I didn't think anything of it. I told her that I was praying for her, and, that we were out there and we were, doing everything that we could to help out.
And when he came to pick the keys up, was there a confrontation on him? Because I could have sworn I saw on the news that when he came to pick the keys up, it was almost like an altercation because you guys didn't want to get the keys over, or you said you didn't know where the keys were at?
I mean, no, absolutely not. I mean, I wasn't there, but from what my friends said, they just had to look at the keys. It's not like, why would we be hiding Nolan's keys? There's no reason to hide anything. This was our friend. We have nothing to hide. I mean, we were trying to help, do everything that we could to help out.
All right, so I want to be clear this one thing.
So he's saying,
you mentioned before.
So y'all heard he say, that's his friend. They wouldn't do nothing to harm him. Why would they hide his keys and phone and shit from him? Why would they do that? This is what this is not what I'm feeling. I'm breaking down what he's saying. He's saying, why would he do such a thing? This is what Warren's saying. We're just breaking down what he's saying. Let's go back a little bit.
I didn't think anything of it. I told her that I was praying for her, and that we were out there and we were
Let's go.
Doing everything that we could to help out.
And when he came to pick the keys up, was there a confrontation on him? Because I could have sworn I saw on the news that when he came to pick the keys up, it was almost like an altercation because you guys didn't want to get the keys over, or you said you didn't know where the keys were at?
I mean, no, absolutely not. I mean, I wasn't there, but from what my friend told me, they just had to look for Nolan's keys. It's not like, why would we be hiding Nolan's keys? There's no reason to hide anything. This was our friend. We have nothing to hide. I mean, we were trying to do everything that we could to help out.
All right, so I want to be clear with this one thing because I know you mentioned before that you have no reason to touch the phone. Obviously, you didn't touch the phone,
Right?
but is there any chance or any knowledge that you have that anybody deleted stuff from his phone?
Absolutely not. I mean, like I said, there was no reason for us to get on Nolan's phone. No one touched Nolan's phone, but nothing. If none of us had touched Nolan's phone, then there's no reason for anything to be deleted. I mean, no one even was in contact with his phone until it was moved from the boat to the truck. And none of us have access to Nolan's password to get on his phone and delete anything. Absolutely not. And we have no reason to delete anything.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
there's nothing
Okay.
to hide
Remember?
here. I mean,
Okay. All right. Now remember when people were saying something about they had deleted Snapchat messages, all type of messages and stuff. He just spoke on it. He said they did not delete anything. Okay, let's go back just a little bit. Let's go back a little bit, just in case somebody missed it. Let's go.
Confrontation on it. Because I could have sworn I saw on the news that when he came to pick the keys up, it was almost like an altercation because you guys didn't want to get the keys over, or you said you didn't know where the keys were at.
I mean, no, absolutely not. I mean, I wasn't there, but my friend, they just had to look for Nolan's keys. It's not why would we be hiding Nolan's keys? Reason to hide anything? This is our friend. We have nothing to hide. I mean, we were trying to do everything that we could to help out.
All right, so I want to be clear with this one thing because I know
Do y'all believe him? Do y'all believe him?
You have no reason to touch the phone. Obviously, you didn't touch the phone.
Right.
But is there any chance or any knowledge that you have that anybody deleted stuff from his phone?
Absolutely not. I mean, like I said, there was no reason for us to get on Nolan's phone. No one touched Nolan's phone, but nothing. If none of us had touched Nolan's phone, then there's no reason for anything to be deleted. I mean, no one even was in contact with his phone until it was moved from the boat to the truck. And none of us have access to Nolan's password to get on his phone and delete anything. Absolutely not. And we have no reason to delete anything. I mean, there's nothing to hide here. I mean, we have had no reason to delete anything, and we never did.
All right, so I have something I want to make sure that we're clear about because you had mentioned earlier that you saw Nolan cradling Katie.
Right.
Her name is Katie.
Yeah, Katie.
I just want you to explain what does that mean. Some people in their mind, they may think he's cradling like a baby.
Yeah.
Like what is that scenario?
Yeah,
like?
he was. I mean, Nolan was off. The last time I saw him, like I said, I was off the bow of the boat, and like I said earlier, if you had jumped off the bow of the boat, you were probably about chest or neck deep in water. So Nolan wasn't like carrying her out the water. She's sitting in the water, and Nolan's arms are under the water, and he's carrying her from under the water. But her head's still out of the water. Nolan's head's still.
Okay. What I had it in his hands. What he was doing? He had it in his hands like that. If he explained it like that, that means he had it in the hand. Come on, gang. Hold up. Let's go back a little bit. Cause maybe I'm confused. That's that red. Might be that Richard this morning. But let me go back a little bit. Y'all like that trash up y'all be smoking. Let go.
If none of us had touched Nolan's phone, then there's no reason for anything to be deleted. I mean, no one even was in contact with his phone until it was moved from the boat to the truck. And none of us have access to Nolan's password to get on his phone and delete anything. Absolutely not. And we have no reason to delete anything. I mean, there's nothing to hide here. I mean, we have had no reason to delete anything, and we never did.
All right, so I have something I want to make sure that we're clear about because you had mentioned earlier that you saw Nolan cradling Katie.
Right.
Her name is Katie.
Yeah, Katie.
I just want you to explain what does that mean. Some people in their mind, they may think he's cradling like a baby.
Yeah.
Like what is that scenario?
Yeah,
like?
he was. I mean, Nolan was off. The last time I saw him, like I said, I was off the bow of the boat, and like I said earlier, if you had jumped off the bow of the boat, you were probably about chest or neck deep in water. So Nolan wasn't like carrying her out the water. She's sitting in the water, and Nolan's arms are under the water, and he's carrying her from under the water. But her head's still out of the water. Nolan's head's still out of the water.
I'm saying why he can't.
And I was looking at both of them. So
I'm saying
he's kind of like holding her.
Right.
Kinda like,
in the water, though.
Like we grown, right?
Yeah,
There's two people in the water. They feeling each other.
Right.
Like meaning feeling they like each other.
Right.
And
that was obvious.
He's a little.
So he just. I'm saying. Wait. I'm saying though. Wait, little gang. Listen though. Wait. I'm saying. So he just had her and. Damn, I can't even finish my damn word. Hold up. Wait. Wait, gang. I'm confused. So he just had her like a fucking baby, walk around with her in the fucking water. He said that's the last time I seen him and Katie together. He was just holding her like a damn baby. About to perform a ritual or something. Man, okay, let's go.
And they're kind of having a moment. Correct. Not saying and not insinuating that it's sexual, but
no, of course not, yeah.
They're together. They like each other. You looking at him, you like, bro, you crazy, because you know that he like her and he's hanging out with her.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So what he was what he was trying to hit her in the water? Man, hold up. Okay, let's keep going.
You saw Nolan, and then when was the last time that someone reported to you that Nolan was seen? Okay. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You saw him at a certain point, but then someone else saw him a lot later when you guys were gone.
Right. Okay. So the last time I personally laid eyes on Nolan was at like 3:00, and he was, in front of the boat with the girl, and that's the last time I saw him. But they were,
so basically, okay, last time Warren, this is Warren right here, right? So last time Warren saw Nolan, he was trying to hit Katie. Basically, let's just put it out there. Might as well. And allegedly, he just said it. Warren just said it. Let's go.
I've talked to somebody personally that saw Nolan at 6:00, and someone, we weren't even the last people to see Nolan. Once we left, there was still dozens on dozens of boats around us. And I mean, clearly we were not the last people to see Nolan.
So Warren, I'm going to ask you some very pointed questions. I mean, just straight out.
Okay.
I didn't come out here to, do anything other but to get the truth and for you to have a voice in this. And the first thing I want to ask you is, did you kill Nolan?
Of course not.
Did you have anything to do with Nolan's death?
Of course not. Absolutely not.
Do y'all believe him?
They say that you guys deleted stuff out of his phone. Did you delete anything out of Nolan's phone?
No, of course not.
Wait, let's go back a little bit.
I'm launching my website, but I need the right name. You can purchase what's available on Wix domain.
The mom acts like, or at least she portrayed on television, and the rumors are that you weren't really.
Clearly, we were not the last people to see Nolan.
So Warren, you crazy, because you know that he like her and he's hanging out with her.
Yeah, right.
Hold
exactly.
On,
that makes sense. And when was the last time that you saw Nolan? And then when was the last time that someone reported to you that Nolan was seen? Okay. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You saw him at a certain point, but then someone else saw him a lot later when you guys were gone.
Right. Okay. So the last time I personally laid eyes on Nolan was at like 3:00, and he was, in front of the boat with the girl, and that's the last time I saw him. But there were, I've talked to somebody personally that saw Nolan at 6:00, and someone, we weren't even the last people to see Nolan. Once we left, there was still dozens on dozens of boats around us. And I mean, clearly we were not the last people to see Nolan.
So Warren, I'm going to ask you some very pointed questions. I mean, just straight out.
Okay.
I didn't come down here to, do anything other but to get the truth and for you to have a voice in this. And the first thing I want to ask you is, did you kill Nolan?
Of course not.
Did you have anything to do with Nolan's death?
Of course not. Absolutely not.
They say that you guys deleted stuff out of his phone. Did you delete anything out of Nolan's phone?
No, of course not.
Do y'all believe what he's saying?
Or at least he portrayed on television that you weren't really good friends with Nolan. Is that true or not?
Absolutely not. I hung out with Nolan probably like 3 days a week. I mean, seriously, at least. Some days my friends want to hang out every single day, and Nolan was always there. So,
and obviously people may see this and know the facts later,
right,
that you weren't able to go to the funeral or the memorial service.
Right.
Why didn't you go? What was that?
Well, I mean, with everything going on social media right now, and with people saying the crazy things that they're saying, I would never want to take the attention off of Nolan and his family. They don't deserve that. And, for own personal reasons, I mean, I've gotten thousands of death threats. My family's got thousands of death threats. And, for my own safety, I'm not going to put my own health and safety at risk. It breaks my heart that I can't go, and it hurt me more than anything because obviously I want to say my last goodbyes to one of my best friends. But I mean, if I'm getting thousands of death threats with people saying they're going to kill me and do crazy things to my family and I couldn't bring myself to go because, I got to put my own safety first. And if that means, missing my friend's funeral, I mean, it's horrible. And I wish I could have been there, but that's what's been going on,
And, you guys, I think this is the first time that you've publicly gave a statement about this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And obviously you're doing it with me. We're going to put it out there for the world. Why did you choose to do it now? And why did you choose to not speak to anybody but me?
Right. Okay. Well, Officer Tatum, I've been watching you for a good while. Ever since things got really hot, you've kind of been on my friends and I's side. And I really like that about you. I mean, I thought you were very confident, well-spoken, and I really enjoyed that. And all my friends and I watch you. We all think you're great. We love your faith with the Lord. We try to be closer and closer with the Lord every day. And so did Nolan, and, that we just really like the way you spoke about us,
Florida.
how you took our side, not based off
Salute, little bro.
someone's
Salute
agenda,
everybody in the bit.
Based off of race. Because, I mean, that's a horrible thing,
Was this about race? Did this have anything
Somebody
to do with
call old
race
boy a
as far
sucker.
as, from your perspective?
Absolutely not. I mean, Nolan's been a great friend of mine since 8th grade.
So
Nolan
y'all,
isn't my
hold
only
on,
friend of
wait.
color. And,
So y'all telling me right now. So y'all telling me right now, y'all don't believe that he's saying everybody is on Warren ass right now. Oh no, I ain't gonna say everybody. Some of y'all. I ain't gonna say everybody. Some of y'all.
Cool.
Let's go.
The friends I have now, not just Nolan, who are black, Mexican, I've never looked at that, and none of my friends ever have. Like, and if you do, that's disgusting, And
if you had a chance to, tell the world that have painted this picture of you and your friends as being potential murderers of Nolan, white supremacists, racists, what would you want the world to know if you can summarize to them in a very short paragraph or a few sentences?
Yeah.
What would you want to say to them if you had the opportunity?
I would want to say to them that my family and I are praying for y'all. I could never bring myself to tell somebody that I'm going to kill them and that I'm going to, I've received and my family's received absolutely horrible threats about this.
Nah,
and, I want people to know that
me is disgusting.
Our faith with the Lord is stronger and means more to us than anything. And
another lie.
We all trust in the Lord, and for the Lord to reveal the truth. And I know that's what will happen because I have faith and my family has faith. But I want people to know that I'm praying for them. And if they want to speak hate and speak, these horrible things, and I mean, you're obviously not in the right state of mind, and you need to work on yourself. It's a horrible thing, and but race was never a thing between Nolan and I and my friends. I mean, I have friends in my friend group that are Mexican and mixed, black. I mean, that's never mattered. And I think it's just absolutely disgusting that people try to make this narrative out of something that it's absolutely not. First off, and out of something that they have zero facts about. Jackson County hasn't released any facts. There haven't been any facts about this case other than that,
So y'all get what he's saying. He said everything y'all saying, it haven't been no facts. Everything y'all been saying, it ain't no facts. It ain't no facts. They need more facts. There's no facts of what y'all saying that they had something to do with. There's no facts. Y'all got to get what he's saying. Now you got to read between the lines. Let's go. We got a lot to get into, gang. And we only been in here 30 minutes, and we still got a lot to get into. Let's go.
it's horrible that people have made this out to be something that it's absolutely not, and it's disgusting in my opinion.
Was Nolan the only black person on that island?
Absolutely not. I saw a lot of black people, and like I said, I mean, it's not pointed out or anything. I mean, I wasn't looking at that, but my buddy Tracy, he's mixed. Javon was out there. He's came out. He's mixed. I know a bunch of my friends that are black that were out there that day that I haven't even mentioned. I mean, Nolan was not the only black person out there by no means. I mean, like there was thousands of people out there, white, Mexican, black, everyone,
And in the friend group, is Nolan the only black person in the friend group?
Absolutely not. My buddy Trayson's black. I have other friends of color. I mean, our friend group is very tight, and we have not a small group of guys, but we have 10 to 12 guys in my friend group, and we're all from Ocean Springs, and we grew up together. But Nolan is not the only black guy in my friend group by any means, and everybody knows that.
There's controversy around the CETO, right? You guys called it in.
Right.
They have that record of you guys, making that emergency call.
Right.
But then there's this, I guess, graphic of you guys traveling at a slow speed. Then all of a sudden you accelerate.
Right.
People are saying that that's an indication of something afoot or foul play going on in that timeline. What do you have to say to the naysayers who are mentioning that something must have happened, that you guys were going slow, then you accelerated all of a sudden?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely not. We got towed probably a quarter mile. Like I said, my buddy Bart drove his boat up next to ours after he pulled us out away from the island, and then he towed us a little more while we were trying to get the motor figured out. I mean, the motor would trim down. So then eventually, and the motor wouldn't trim down. And so eventually we figured out if you held the manual trim on the motor will stay in the water even when you start to accelerate. Because when my buddy would put the boat in gear and forward, the motor would come right back up. So it trimmed down, but then it'd come right back up when you went to go put it in forward and drive off. So yeah, we stopped at one point. My buddy pulled the plug out the boat, got back in the boat, the captain of the boat, got in the water, pulled the plug out the boat, got back in the boat, and hit it. And like I said earlier, we all transferred our weight to the front. So, because there was so much water in the back of the boat that when my buddy had it pinned out all the way, trying to go as fast as we can, and the boat was still sitting like this on the water. Wouldn't have been planed out. So we had to move all the way to the front of the boat. Everybody had to get on the bow, and eventually we planed. Everybody got sat back, and when you're on plane and you're going, water starts coming out the boat. Like that's the whole reason he pulled the plug, because when you come out the water and you're on plane and the boat's level, water starts coming out the boat. So, I mean, that's why we came to a stop, so he could jump in the water, pull the plug, and then we hauled in. There's no stopping, because if you do stop, the water starts coming back in the boat because the plug's out.
So there's nothing nefarious there. It's just a formality to unplug the boating.
Absolutely not.
Get it docked properly.
Correct. I mean, we were just trying to, solve the boat's issues, because we wouldn't have ever gone anywhere if the boat wasn't figured out. So,
and Nolan being a really good friend of yours, really good friend of all of you guys, some of you guys have been accused of killing him. I mean, obviously he was.
Hey, appreciate that gift, bro.
Somebody you spent a lot of time
appreciate
with.
that gift.
With all that,
y'all turn that bit up for me then.
If Nolan was here,
let's get the fifth of
what
lights.
do you think he would say about all this?
Let's get the fifth of lights real fast. We only been here 34 minutes.
AI
Let's
work
go.
management platform is? Yikes.
I wouldn't even gonna ask for no gifts yet.
AI-powered changes
I wasn't even gonna ask for no
Monday
gifts yet. I was seeing where y'all heart was at that morning. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Okay.
Has one of the most. I mean, Nolan's one of the best men I've ever met.
We over here
he has
chilling.
an amazing heart, and like I said in the beginning, I mean, Nolan is one of the nicest and sweetest people I've ever met. I mean, seriously, he had no hate in his heart whatsoever.
We got
I think
almost
if Nolan
500
knew
in
this
this
was
bit.
going on, he'd be sick to his stomach. I mean, Nolan
Man,
hated.
appreciate that. Stick
hated
it
all hate
with the
and
$10
arguing
super chat.
and drama.
Appreciate that,
He
gang.
didn't like any of that. So
I
I think if
appreciate
Nolan knew
sticking,
this was
man.
going on, he'd
If
be
y'all don't know Bleak, that's my little bro, man.
very, very upset. I mean, it's horrible. If he knew his friends were getting these
Turn that
threats,
bit up then. That's what I'm
and
talking
you
about.
know, we were, you know, felt threatened for our lives. I mean, Nolan would be
Shout out, little
traumatized
bro,
if he was
man.
here. Like, and if he knew that, like, I mean, he
Shout
was
out,
not. He was
Bleak,
a
man.
person of no violence, and you know, he had a really good heart. He would hate it.
You think your friendship with Nolan inspired you to want to speak out?
Of course. I mean, I know Nolan, and like I said, I've been really tight with Nolan since 8th grade, and he's a best friend of mine. He's like a brother, and Nolan's the type of guy to fight back for what's right and fight for the truth. And I know Nolan would tell me if he was here to fight back and make sure the truth is out and make sure your word is out, because that's what matters most.
So after all that's been said in this interview, do you have any theories about what could have possibly happened to Nolan?
You know, my buddies and I have talked about it, and like I said, I mean, I've been on the water my entire life. My friends have. It's not like we're unexperienced in this, but Nolan was my best friend, and he was my friend's best friends, and well, he was like a brother to me. And more than anything, and the thing that's most important is what happened to him. And I mean, I want to know just as much as anybody else. I mean, that's all. Like, my friends haven't stopped talking about that. Like, what happened, and you know, like, just trying to figure it out. But I would never want to put it on somebody else because of the hate that I've received for just being out there around them, and my name getting brought up because I called the Coast Guard. I was the first one to call the Coast Guard. I mean, I don't know, and I want to know more than anybody. I mean, my friends and I are have been wondering this for a while, and you know, we just want to know as much as anybody else what happened to him. But I would never want to sit here and blame anybody else and put this on anybody else because of the hate and death threats that my family and my friends have received. It's horrible, and I would never want someone else to experience that. You know?
Yeah, especially if there's no evidence to it.
Exactly.
So I got two more things I want to address directly. It's been said out there that you guys immediately delete your social media, lower it up, as if you were in some type of fear that you would be implicated in this. What do you say to that?
I mean, of course we lured up, and of course, you know, I deleted my social media. I was getting death threats before anything ever came out because I was the one that called the Coast Guard. I mean, people put this all on me because I was the one that called. I was the one that was, you know, worried. My friends were just as well. I mean, of course I deleted all my social media. I was getting insane death threats, like stuff I couldn't even believe 2 days after. And, you know, we went straight to the police. I wanted the police to come and ask questions. I wanted them to know and have all of my information. And, I mean, people were accusing me of murdering my best friend. It's sick. I mean, like, just because of race. I mean, it's disgusting. It makes me sick to my stomach. I mean, I got off of social media because there were people saying insane things to me and my family, and I just couldn't sit there and look at it. I mean,
Warren, thank you so much, man, for being bold and courageous, for telling your story.
Do y'all believe Warren,
man?
man?
Here is because I wanted to know for myself.
Is y'all rocking out Warren?
I always felt that the narrative that was out there wasn't quite complete.
Let me know if y'all rocking with
Lauren.
Judgment. Warren, man. Damn, did I call her Lauren or Warren? I think I called that man Lauren. My bad. I meant to say Warren. I think I called that man Warren, guy. I ain't gonna cap. I think I called that man Lauren. His name is Warren, right? My fault, Warren. Yeah, I ain't mean to call you Lauren, guy. I ain't gonna cap. But let's get into some other game. Let's dig a little deeper. I see y'all ain't really rocking with Warren like that. Some of y'all ain't, and some of y'all is. Like I said, y'all, you know, that's just how it going right now. I'm gonna tell y'all my opinion. Y'all know I'm gonna get my opinion at the end. Don't worry about it. Still got a lot to get into. We only been in here 40 minutes. Um, let's go. Now I'm finna really turn this bit up. We finna really turn this bit up right quick. Y'all know I gotta go over there to my old lady real quick. I told y'all anytime if you say anything about her, you're getting put in timeout. If you say anything about her, you're getting put in timeout. Anything. The person we finna show, if you say anything about them, you're getting put in timeout. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. You don't need to be playing around with y'all this morning. Yeah, you say anything negative, you're getting put in timeout about this person right here. I'm gonna be honest.
Body found washed up at Horn Island. Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us. What is in that autopsy?
Now I really want to see the other autopsy to see, is there trauma to the body? Is there something that happened?
I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it.
I have no doubt that what we're listening to and what she did is credible.
Not only has the timeline been analyzed by the Cajun Navy, the U.S. Cajun Navy, based on all sorts of statistical data, new photos are emerging. Take a look at this photo before we go to the Cajun Navy. Look at this. Check out what you're seeing. Look at all the boats surrounding where Nolan was. Leave up the photo out to Caitlin Becker, senior national correspondent, New York Post, star of New York Postcast, their new podcast. Caitlin, what are we seeing?
Well, what we're seeing here comes from this new report from the United Cajun Navy, and you're seeing several boats strung together. This is one of the first images that we've seen of this certain configuration of boat there. They're all identified, one of which was the boat that Nolan came out there on. There's several others kind of anchored with it and tied up, which begs the question of where was Nolan when this photo was taken? Because it's unclear if he's actually in it. What time was this photo actually taken? So what you're seeing here is, as you said, a potential pool of witnesses.
Hey, Caitlin, look at this. There's boat number 1. There's boat X. There's boat number 2. There's boat number 3. And there's a boat from which the photo is taken. Now, look in the water. There much has been made. Nolan Wells was drinking. Okay, well, apparently everybody was. They all have containers, open containers in the water. Okay, as far as I know, that's not a felony. Boat number 1, full of people. Boat X, full of people. Boat number 2, full of people. Boat number 3, full of people. People on the boat from which the photo was taken. Some of these boats tied together. You know what that means in my world, Caitlin Becker, joining us in the New York Post? Let me see, Caitlin, please. That means witnesses. See, when I look at that, I see witnesses. Other people say, hey, there's people having a good time. I see witnesses. Do you see all those people?
And a lot of them.
Who were they?
Wait. Wait, she finna cook. Wait. Time to cook. Says you're gonna cook. Glorilla said, let her cook. finna really cook though. She about to really cook, man. A lot of y'all probably say, "What the?"
Have
Yeah,
they
what
been
it is.
spoken to? Have they been polygraphed? What can they tell me?
That is the question, right? We don't know from an investigative standpoint who has been spoken to, exactly who is in this photo, and what they have or haven't told law enforcement, because there hasn't been really any transparency there. But from what our reporting has showed, there have been dozens of people who have spoken to law enforcement as witnesses. But Nancy, we don't know if it's any of these people that you're seeing in this little cove area right here. And the timing, I think, is really important, because these images are taken right around, I think the timeline's about 3:30-ish, 4:30-ish, when the boat that Nolan came out there on leaves and starts taking on water. That's one of the pegs for the timeline. When these photos were actually taken, that is a peg for a timeline. But what we don't know is where Nolan is. There he is. You can see that image right there. But we don't know where Nolan was when that first image that we saw with all of
Is
those
that
boats
Nolan
kind of
Bennett?
tied together,
Was that
when
Nolan?
that was taken.
You are seeing a photo obtained by our friends at the United Cajun Navy. And speaking of the United Cajun Navy, joining me now is Brian Trasher, Vice President, United Cajun Navy. And for all of you attacking the United Cajun Navy, let's see that aerial footage they provided us. This is from the Cajun Navy, describing their search, their aerial search. They spotted Nolan Wells's body.
I appreciate that day load
They-
for that gift. Oh, y'all showing
Your
up.
life is full.
Y'all showing
Your
out this
future
morning.
shouldn't have to wait.
Y'all ain't
At
playing with them
Houston
gifts.
Christian University, you
Super
can earn your
chat. I
degree
appreciate y'all,
100%
gang.
online on your scheduled
Everybody
career.
that donate, gang. I appreciate y'all, gang.
They have
Hey,
been
let's get to 50
integral
likes, gang.
in the search for
Bunk,
Nolan
let's get to
Wells
100
and
likes.
helping elucidate
We got
the
300
facts
folks in here.
as
Let's get to
we
100 likes.
know them. Brace yourself, Trasher. Everybody else is getting death threats. You might as well join the party. To you, Brian Trasher, the United Cajun Navy has come up with a timeline. Now, did I hear Caitlin Becker from the New York Post correctly that that photo where the boats are named Boat 1, Boat 2, Boat 3, and Boat X, is that from you guys, the United Cajun Navy?
First of all, I want to thank you for calling this report what it is, and it's a timeline. And some people have called it an investigative report, and that's not accurate because, as you know, we're not investigators. And what we did, Nancy, was we asked our followers, say, hey, if anybody was there that day, you have pictures, videos, whatever, send it to us just so we can go through it, see if there's anything relevant. We took all that information and compiled it into just one digestible report of things we thought were relevant and could be helpful. Maybe they're not. Maybe law enforcement's already seen all this and it's nothing new to them. But we just wanted to be transparent about what we received. So going back to your question, the pictures that we received, we did not, as an organization, take any of these photographs. These are all images that we received from people who were trying to help us out and trying to help Nolan's family out.
So you asked the public for help, and you got it. You got a treasure trove of photos, and I find this one significant. Guys, we've got an all-star panel, and I would like the all-star panel to look at their screens, because I've talked about this before, Brian Trasher, and I'm frankly fed up with attacks on the United Cajun Navy. They're doing something, which is more than all of the haters can say. They're doing something.
Oh,
They
wait.
have amassed
Wait.
evidence. They have created a timeline to the best of their ability. They have shared.
Did my old lady just say the haters? You ain't hear my old lady just then. I told y'all say anything about my old lady, you getting put in time. I ain't gonna cap. Shout out to Nancy, man. Let's go.
So you asked the public for help, and you got it. You got a treasure trove of photos, and I find this one significant. Guys, we've got an all-star panel, and I would like the all-star panel to look at their screens, because I've talked about this before, Brian Trasher, and I'm frankly fed up with attacks on the United Cajun Navy. They're doing something, which is more than all of the haters can say. They're doing something.
Okay.
They have amassed evidence. They have created a timeline to the best of their ability. They have shared it with us. Unlike the autopsy that is complete, is being kept secret from us. That
Appreciate
said,
that, Jade,
they're
for the gift,
helping.
gang. Appreciate
Why
that, Jade.
trash them? That's, I'm not a shrink. I can't answer that. Let's look at this photo and determine what, if anything, we can discern. Brian, you and I have talked many, many times, and I told you about a serial killer I finally convicted on one case, where the jury convicted him. And I proved a lot because of one earring.
I appreciate that gift, Jade.
I found in a particular location. The victim was wearing an earring, and the other earring had been sliced out of her ear, and I found it somewhere else, and I learned a lot because of where it was. Now, don't even bother to tell me that this photo that you have produced is not probative of something. The cluster of boats. Number one, I see a lot of witnesses. Trasher, what do we know what time this photo was taken?
We don't know definitively times on all these because even though they're time stamped, it could be a time when it was screenshotted stamped, not necessarily the original photograph. So we were very careful to denote that in our report that we can't verify timelines, although based on shadows and positions and things like that, we can determine that some of these, as noted, are taken in the late afternoon. One of the things I thought was interesting about some of these photos we got, Nancy, was that a lot of the photos we had seen before were people like in waist deep water. Some of the photos we provided show people up, water up to their chest.
Hey, listen, gang. Y'all ever seen? Y'all know how I look. Y'all know I ain't racist or nothing. But look, gang. I like color in my chat. I don't like white. I ain't racist or nothing, but I don't like white in my chat. I like color in my chat. Light this bitch up. Let's go.
That's almost to their neck, and that's not really wading. That's treading water, in my opinion. And that I thought might have been significant to know that many people were, perhaps enjoying some libations, but also in water that might have been a little too deep just to be playing in.
Good point.
What I meant by that, light this bit up with the damn super chats. That's color, not white words. Light that bit up. If you mean what you say, put that bit through the super chat and let everybody know how you feel about this Nolan Well case. Let's go. Let's break it down. Let's get around.
You also said something else really smart. And I certainly do not want to rely on this, but sometimes you have to, you take the evidence as you find it and you make the most of what you've got. You said you could tell this was late in the afternoon because of the shadowing. I wonder if the tide could tell me anything because how high up the water is. But these people holding drinks, they're not treading water, Trasher. They're standing there. These people are not treading water, and the water is up to their armpits. Is that the photo you're talking about as to where you think some of them are treading water, or are there other photos?
The photo at the top, yeah, you're right. It's about up to their armpit. I think there was one later in the report that that showed some of the kids. This was a screenshot of a social media post, and there's 3 boats visible, one fourth boat further in the distance, but a lot of kids on one boat. I say kids, young people on one boat, some on the boat, some in the water. And some of them, it looks, maybe up to the armpit, but some of them, depending on their own height, it looks like it's, I could see a girl holding something in her hand and the water looks to be pretty close to her neck. So that's pretty far out. Now, we've said several times that Horn Island has a very aggressive slope. So you can be in shallow water and deep water within just a few steps. And once you get into that deep water, you're not as able to keep your feet on the ground if a current comes and pulls you, or God forbid a riptide comes and drags you. So that's why we thought it was significant to know that they were socializing in fairly deep water.
Can we go back to the main photo where the boats are numbered 1, 2, 3, X? Isn't it true, Brian Trasher, that these boats are easily identifiable by I call it a tail number, like you would a plane? Every boat has to be registered, or supposed to be registered. It has a number on it. It often has a name, like Triton. One was named Mac Daddy. There were other names. They're registered, and you know who the owner is, and the owner can tell us who was on the boat that day. Is that correct?
Theoretically, yeah. If you can make out the you can make out the registration number or the name of the boat if the vessel's name is registered, along with the registration number. Usually that's sometimes only on a Coast Guard document, but sometimes on a state registration you can put the boat name if it's asked for, or if you have one. So that is all possible. I'm told, and we're asked to compare notes with the sheriff's office, which we're doing. But I was told that there's been a lot of people that have been contacted and interviewed. And there's a lot of people who were there that day that voluntarily came forward to tell what they know. And because they might have seen their boats and pictures, said, we might want to go ahead and call them, let them know, where we were, who was with us, and what we know. So I commend those people for coming forward, because it's not always easy.
To Marie Pereira joining us, in addition to the Vice President of the United Cajun Navy, who has been there from the get-go trying to help solve the case. Marie Pereira, registered nurse, which is important. But she is a criminal defense attorney and domestic violence expert. She is a violence expert certified advocate. Marie, you saw that. All those people in my book are witnesses. One of them is saying at 7:30, Nolan was nowhere to be seen. Now, I want to see the video.
Appreciate
or the
that
photo
gift,
again, because you
Samantha.
want to tell me that this guy,
Samantha,
Nolan
Samantha or
Wells, hit his
Samantha?
head and drowned, and none of those people saw what happened? I find that really hard to believe.
It is hard to believe, and that's why it's extremely important that the law enforcement are not too proud to get help from the public. Like you said, if people are sending in videos, they should be using those videos to conduct further investigation. I'm praying that this is a situation like Brian Koberger, where the police department, they were being ragged and being called ranky-dink police, while all the time they were investigating and putting together a case against him. I hope that, because all the time they were saying, oh, what are they doing? It was I think the DA had a long, big beard.
Get the lights up,
which
gang.
wasn't very conducive to believing.
We need 200 lights. 200 lights. Let go.
I know, it looked like Leonard
I know we
Skinner
can do
sitting
it.
there.
I mean 100 lights.
Videos
We're gonna do
from
100,
Officer
then
Tatum's
200. Let's go.
podcast.
Everybody
All this
just
means
double tap the
witnesses
screen
to
for me, gang.
And do you
Let's go.
remember in the Diddy case?
What we in
There
here?
was actually a toll-free number for victims to call. There were that many victims. Not that it helped at the
You
trial.
gotta see it to believe
But that
it.
said, I think there needs to be a toll-free number.
Y'all
If
crank
you
this
think
bit
you
up for
have
me, man.
evidence,
Y'all got me
dial
hyped this morning,
the
man.
number. If you have
Y'all in here
photos
rocking
like
with
the United
Savage.
Cajun Navy is doing, they asked for the public's help. They got the public's help, and there's more to get. That's what is needed now. Every picture, every video. How often have cases been cracked when someone spots something in a picture they hadn't noticed before, or their memory is jogged by a photo or information they've seen online? I've pointed to this a million times. Brian Trasher, the Gabby Petito case. Her body would never have been found if it weren't for amateur sleuths. I believe their name is Red, Blue, and Methane. They were a couple out in the middle of nowhere in dispersed camping where there are no porta potties, no lights, no hookups, no anything. It's just you and the wild animals. I've camped and dispersed before. They're out there and they see a vehicle and they go, that's Gabby's Ford Transit. And they call authorities who would never have gone to this dispersed camping area, and they find her remains. That's how the case was cracked. Who knows what photo, what tip United Cajun Navy or law enforcement or the Nolan Wells team might get that might crack this case wide open. So that said, Brian, how did you create this timeline? I find it very interesting.
Imagine building a website.
Y'all hear what my old lady said, man. I told y'all Nancy is my old lady. I told y'all that. I done told y'all that.
So
over and
first
over.
of all,
Do not
going
talk
back to
about
your
Nancy.
comment about internet sleuths. A lot of people consider themselves internet sleuths, but some people really are good. And there's one young lady who's helped us out on many cases, who was very helpful in this case. I haven't asked her permission yet if I could say her name, but if she gives me permission and I come back on, I'll be happy to give her credit for all the help she gave us. But basically, what we did was we took, like I said, we took these pictures. We juxtaposed them to, like Google Earth and satellite pictures of the island to try to determine exactly where they were. We looked at the initial coordinates called out from I think from the Coast Guard or from Marine Patrol when the missing persons report first went out, and basically just try to run these pictures against each other and say, okay, this boat's here now, it's not here later, and again, just create an index.
Y'all ain't playing that morning, man. Y'all showing up with gifts and
make sure we put
man,
it into the
I
best
appreciate y'all,
timeline we
gang.
could. We included social media posts.
We only had one.
May or may not.
We only had one super chat. We only had one super chat. Hey, everybody in the right hand corner, right quick, hit the money symbol real quick. Let me see some super chats too. No matter how much you spend on a super chat, $2, $5. Everybody hit two or $5 on the super chat for me real quick. Turn me up. Turn that bit up for me. Turn me up, gang. We in here early morning rocking out, letting everybody rock out, getting their opinion out. This how y'all feel? Y'all heard what that dude said in Bay Boy. Y'all said I could stay here. Y'all said y'all love me. Y'all said I could stay here. Bought me all these video games, all this fly gear. Let's go, gang.
In real time, so we thought it was important to put those up there to create context. And so again, like just trying to, our goal was to take what we received, put it into a digestible format that just about anybody could understand, hopefully. And if it's helpful, great. If it's not, then I don't think, no harm, no foul,
To Dave Mack, Crime Stories investigative reporter, based on this timeline, and it may be refined as the days go forward, how does it shift the timeline? Because there is a group of people fighting at 5 p.m. Who are they? The friends say they leave at 4:31. That should be able to be verified through GPS. 5 p.m. Nolan, according to them, is still at Horn Island. Is he? Because by 7:30, witness states Nolan nowhere in sight. So where was he? He wasn't floating in the water. He wasn't on the shore. If he had, hold on, Dave, to Joe Scott Morgan, if he had drowned, wouldn't he be floating in the water?
Perhaps. I've seen bodies in the immediate that will go directly to the bottom.
Listen to Colonel.
And there are those that do
Colonel Sanders.
float. So a lot of it is going to depend upon.
Wait, let Colonel Sanders tell us what's really going on. Shout out to Colonel Sanders. Shout out to KLC. But I really eat Popeyes. Let's go though.
The temperature of the water many times. A lot of it's going to depend upon, is there anything else out there that could, let's see, how can I put this, that could in fact impede the body's ability to float to the top, like beneath a boat. And as you can see, there are a lot of boats out there. So if in fact that had occurred, you can actually have bodies that will be caught beneath other vessels. I've worked cases like that where they were looking around for someone, and they couldn't find them because the whole area was surrounded by vessels. And so there are.
Why we ain't at 200 lights yet?
Go into this, Nancy.
We only at 80 lights. Man, god dang, bro.
Hi guys, Nancy Grace here.
Nah, see, come on, gang. We only at 200. I mean, we only at 80 lights. Let's get to 200. Let's get to 200 lights, gang. Come on, gang. Don't do me like that, gang. We in here early morning. You ain't got nothing else to damn do. Rock out with Savage, man. Y'all gonna sit there and go to the other damn channel. They gonna lie to y'all. They gonna show y'all BS. We over here chilling out, watching the real. We ain't listen to them other clowns. We watching the real videos on what's going on with this Nolan Well case. We don't want to listen to them other clowns. I'll be honest with you. The shit I done heard in the Nolan Well case, y'all ought to be ridiculous of y'all damn self. I'm being honest.
Here, if you are a homeowner, you probably thought, should I call American Finance to refinance?
Hold up. You my old lady and stuff now. But you ain't finna sit here and promote for free. No cap. You ain't gonna be sitting over there promoting all this type of shit. Let's get back to the video, okay? All right? I told you about that. Just hit me up later on, okay? All right, bet. Let's go.
Good luck.
What if I told you that the moment your book is published,
Oh,
there
see,
could be
I
a
just told you.
giant
Didn't I just
billboard
tell you?
featuring you and your book
I
in
just see
Times
now you want to
Square.
put an
In
ad up, but I
addition, a
understand.
video
Get your
trailer
money.
that
You
tells
can't
your
help
book's
that
story.
now. Get your money. Let's go.
The photo we keep showing you is on page 12 of the United Cajun Navy report. It shows 3 boats and more anchored side by side. Boat number 3, the Palm Beach, and also the Triton, we believe, which is the boat that took Nolan to Horn Island. It's also the boat that reportedly leaves, according to the occupants, without Nolan. They claim they begged him to board their vessel, but he said no. Let me understand this. According, Caitlin Becker, according to the mysterious Katie, not that mysterious because her sister's posted and we've obtained her photo, we think. She says he left with his friends. They say he stayed with her. Okay, that's a problem.
Yep. That's a problem. And there are also quite a few friends that he had come out with. So the Triton that he was on, there were 3
Hey,
or 4
appreciate that
people
gift.
on that particular boat. That's the one that he had come out on, and the ones that
Katu.
the one that his
I don't
friends
know how to
say
say your name.
he asked
Appreciate
him to
that
get back
gift.
on the boat. He didn't get back on the boat. His phone was on the boat. We left. We took on water. We needed help. He said he was going to stay to talk to this mysterious, as you said, Katie. Mysterious Katie says that she talked to him for a minute. It was no big deal. Then his friends called him back, and that's where he went. And she just assumed he went back on the boat with his friends. The issue I think that we're running into here is that the friends weren't just the 4 that you're seeing right here. There were multiple boats, 3 boats full of friends that came out. So could he have been going back to a second boat full of his friends
my fault.
while the Triton
My
was
fault.
on,
My
or
fault.
were they
Hold up.
referring to the Triton
She
itself?
made me.
That I think is where the biggest.
She made me stop my show real quick. Hold up. Key Shay. Thank you for the live. Okay, my bad. Key Shay. My fault. My fault. My fault. My fault. Hey, y'all donate to the platform, man. What we doing? Hey, if you can't do the super chat or the gifts, you can hit this cash out. Street Profit 23. You can hit the cash out too. I don't care how much you send to it. Load that bit up. Let's turn up, man. We in early morning, man. I appreciate the gifts and super chat. Let's go.
Biggest bit of confusion lays.
Dave Mack, question. Dave Mack, Crime Stories investigative reporter. Didn't at the get-go the friends on the boat state they didn't know the name of the girl? They didn't know who she was. They had never seen her before. I'm paraphrasing. We can look up their exact words. Then does it turn out they're actually texting with her about where is Nolan?
Apparently, Nancy, you have to realize a couple things here, and it's getting lost in the muck and the mire, is the friends. We use the term Nolan's friend that he went to Horn Island with. Well, you know what, Nancy? Many people have said that he didn't know Katie, they didn't know Katie before that day, and that Nolan just started talking to her. But now it appears that they, being the group of friends, they were communicating with Katie and knew who she was. That during the...
Then why would they say they didn't know who she was? Call her some girl, a girl.
Well, here's the problem, Nancy, is I keep hearing friends, but you realize that Nolan...
That's what I'm saying. This is the same girl that Warren said that Nolan had in his fucking hands like a damn baby. Remember they said that Nolan had Katie in his hands walking through the water? Come on, gang. Y'all remember he said that? Hold up right quick. Y'all remember he said, get the lights up, gang. And with 93 man, I'm feeling really snap on y'all. 93 lights. We almost at 500 people in here. 93 lights. Come on, get me hype. God dang, I know y'all got paid yesterday. Y'all gonna do me like that? Don't play with me, man. I know y'all done got fucking paid yesterday. Y'all like y'all can't say 10, 5, 2. Y'all just sit back. But go out there and order that nasty ass Zaxby's and pay like $15 or $17 for the nasty ass Zaxby plates and shit. Then go get crab balls that ain't rough a damn. That'll keep you on the damn toilet. But you know what? I ain't gonna get started this morning. on, get started. We started this money game. I ain't gonna do it to y'all. That's that damn crab boy. Y'all be doing TikToks with him. Yeah, look at my crab boy. Hands messy as hell, clothes messy. I'm talking about everything just messy as hell with a crab boy. How the hell y'all like that? And y'all spend all that money on it. Oh yeah, shrimp, lobster, corn, salt, all that shit. Come on, gang. Come on, gang. Y'all don't do the savage like that? Bet. It is what it is, though. Let's go. Turn that bit up.
He went out to Horn Island on a boat. You know, Warren Hudson has talked a lot. He's been with Officer Tatum talking about, you know, his best friend Nolan and the whole thing. But first of all, Warren did not go to Horn Island on the same boat as Nolan Wells. And we have heard over and over from parents and friends, he would, you know, run with the one that got you there, right? So Nolan went with one boat, and they expected he would return on the same boat. Yeah,
hey,
we're now finding out that was never the plan. He was never going back on the same boat that took him to the island. So when we talk about this group of friends, Nancy, they were scattered on 3 or 4 different boats. And we keep focusing on the one with the bilge pump problem. But now, what boat was Nolan Wells supposed to be going back to the mainland? We know he didn't ride with Warren Hudson to the island. So where was he supposed to be on?
Brian Trasher joining us, Vice President, United Cajun Navy, on the case from the very beginning. Brian, do we know the time of the CETO call made from the Triton?
We do. I don't know it off the top of my head, but I know it's been reported, and obviously the CETO would have the exact time of that recording and stuff in their archives. But it seems like it was after 3 o'clock, before 4:30, and we know that the tow was canceled because somebody got in touch with Bart Edmondson, who ended up towing the boat himself, being a good Samaritan. And of course, now that poor guy is getting, raked over the coals just for being a good, what we try to tell everybody to be, neighbor helping neighbor.
Now, didn't the grandpa call and cancel the tow?
Yeah, I think that I saw that report as well, and it may have been that somebody contacted him and said, hey, we got somebody to tow us, so maybe he called because he had a better signal and said, hey, they don't need it anymore. Again, these are all kind of, the things that were already out there. I don't think we included too much about that in our report because it had been reported on so much. But I also just wanted to point out, too, on the photo on page 14, this is one that we included, even though we could, there's a young man that matches Nolan's description, and I'm saying it that way because we can't verify that it's him in this picture. And he's partially in it because there's a girl blocking him, but it's a young, slender African-American male wearing blue swim trunks from what you could see in the picture. According to the person that submitted that photo, it was taken at approximately 4:50 p.m. Central Time on July 4th, which would have been after the GPS data says that the Triton had left Horn Island. Now, that's only relevant if this young man in the picture actually turns out to be Nolan. We never could verify it, but we thought it was important enough to at least include as a possibility.
Hi guys, Nancy Grace here. Please join us on Crime Stories.
All right, see, I told you about that.
On Fox 1.
I told you
when
about
breaking
that.
crime news develops, we
Did I
investigate
tell you
it
about
and
that?
bring it to you. Bombshell updates, answers to unanswered questions from United Cajun Navy has provided on page 14
we gotta talk later on with all this
timeline report. We're blowing it up.
Now, Bay Nancy, we gotta talk about this later on. I told you about it with all that promoting and shit. I told you that. Now stop doing all that promoting and give us what we came for. All right? Thank you. Let's go.
We see 1, 2, 3 at the forefront, 3 white females in bikinis, one white male walking along. Now, beside the woman in the bikini on the right, I see two people. One looks like a female furthest away, but between the white female and the other female, there is an African American male. That does not look like Nolan Wells to me. Okay, I'm going to have to bring in NASA to enhance this. Brian Trasher, does this guy have facial hair? That's not Nolan.
I mean, again, we couldn't verify it, but we could tell that it was an African American male on the beach wearing blue swim trunks. We thought that was enough to say, okay, it's possible, but
those
like
are
you
dark
said,
blue.
I mean, skin tone.
Aren't those deep dark blue?
It looks like it, but Nancy, I don't know if this picture's been enhanced. I don't know if it's been filtered. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's the whole reason why we couldn't corroborate. But it was like, okay, and also too, this does create a good picture of a flotilla of boats. So where if we were looking for a particular one, you know, it was a good one to hang on to. So again, fully disclosing that we could not definitively say whether that was him or not. Probably not.
But we need it for the investigation. We need it. And you provided it.
Rule it out.
You got it.
Use it to rule it out.
Okay, so is this Nolan? If it is Nolan, this is at 4:50 and proves he's still on the island when the other boat, the Triton, leaves. I don't think this is Nolan. But that's just my own two eyes, 2020 and 2018. It needs to be enhanced. Joining us now, veteran trial lawyer out of the South Carolina jurisdiction, John Mobley, the founder of the John Mobley Law Firm. See, a lot of people would say, oh, this is a nightmare.
Why in the hell you was smiling like, hold on, wait.
Field day.
Why you was smiling like that when you came on, gang? Hey, shout out to you, though.
Interviewing each witness separately. It's like a bonanza. What do you make of what you're hearing, Mobley?
Well, you know, Nancy, I got to call it like I see it. I've reviewed the report in detail. I don't think it puts any points on the board. I don't think it moves the needle. If anything, I think it shows everyone that has opinions out there how difficult it is to find reliable information. Because one thing I will have to say about the report, although I didn't find it particularly useful, is that, you know, it sourced all of its information. You know, and unlike a Netflix documentary where people will form opinions on second and third hand information, it would say, this person said this, but this person didn't witness it firsthand. This person repeated what someone else said. Or it said, this person made this statement on Facebook. I mean, even the digital information, the photos, those aren't reliable because, number one, like they say, you know, you can't corroborate the timestamp. It could be the timestamp when the photo was screenshot versus taken. Or even the last one we looked at, they're saying they can't say it was reliable because it could have been enhanced, you know, with the color manipulated. So I think it just goes to show how difficult it is to find any real reliable information on this case.
Stop scrolling.
Hey, y'all don't use if you're gonna do profanity, go to the another name, gang.
We just gave
like,
all of our drivers a paper.
Don't spell it all the way out if you're gonna do profanity, gang. Do not use profanity all the way in here, please. I don't give about you. I don't give a about you. Anything that you do.
You're wasting my time.
Also, too, this does create a good picture of a flotilla of boats. So where if we're looking for a
Said
particular
Uber
one,
Eats crowd bar break.
a good one to hang on to. So again,
You know we ain't messing with no crowd bar.
fully
Okay.
disclosing that
If you going for a crowd bar right now, I gotta block you.
definitively say whether that was
If
him
you
or not. Probably not.
if you ain't hey, if you ain't donated no super chat, no gifts, no nothing, no crowd bars right now. No crowd. But if you done donated, you can order you a crowd bar. Let's go.
But we need it for the investigation. We need it. And you provided it.
Rule it out.
You got it.
Use it to rule it out.
Okay, so is this Nolan? If it is Nolan, this is at 4:50 and proves he's still on the island when the other boat, the Triton, leaves. I don't think this is Nolan. But that's just my own two eyes, 2020 and 2018. It needs to be enhanced. Joining us now, veteran trial lawyer out of the South Carolina jurisdiction, John Mobley, the founder of the John Mobley Law Firm. See, a lot of people would say, oh, this is a nightmare, all these witnesses. I would have a field day interviewing each witness separately. It's like a bonanza. What do you make of what you're hearing, Mobley?
Well, Nancy, I got to call it like I see it. I reviewed the report in detail. I don't think it puts any points on the board. I don't think it moves the needle. If anything, I think it shows everyone that has opinions out there how difficult it is to find reliable information. Because one thing I will have to say about the report, although I didn't find it particularly useful, is that, it sourced all of its information. And unlike a Netflix documentary where people will form opinions on second and third hand information, it would say, this person said this, but this person didn't witness it firsthand. This person repeated what someone else said. Or it said this person made this statement on Facebook. I mean, even the digital information, the photos, those aren't reliable because number one, like they say, you can't corroborate the timestamp. It could be the timestamp when the photo was screenshot versus taken. Or even the last one we looked at, they're saying they can't say it was reliable because it could have been enhanced, with the color manipulated. So I think it just goes to show how difficult it is to find any real reliable information on this case.
Mobley, no offense, but you're wasting my time. I got 1 hour tonight.
All right. Oh.
And you just wasted almost 1 minute of it.
Oh man.
Every investigation starts somewhere.
Wait. I told y'all. Wait. Anybody got something to say?
Right? That's what I was told.
Wait. I told y'all anybody got something to say about my old lady, I'm for real. Y'all finna get blocked. Anybody say something about my old lady, you getting blocked. Y'all hear what she just said. Y'all see how she came at him. Man, come on, man. Stop playing, man. Y'all better stop playing my old lady.
Okay, so is this Nolan? If it is Nolan, this is at 4:50 and proves he's still on the island when the other boat, the Triton, leaves. I don't think this is Nolan. But that's just my own two eyes, 2020 and 2018. It needs to be enhanced.
Is privacy
I'm gonna put you on timeout. I'm gonna give you 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Yeah, you can't. Anybody say something about Nancy, you get in timeout for 1 minute.
Joining us now, veteran
Or longer.
trial
1 minute
lawyer out of
longer.
South Carolina jurisdiction, John Mobley, the founder of the John
Don't
Mobley
say nothing.
Law
Don't say
Firm.
nothing about.
See, a lot of people would say, oh, this is a nightmare, all these witnesses. I would have a field day interviewing each witness separately. It's like a bonanza. What do you make of what you're hearing, Mobley?
Well, Nancy, I got to call it like I see it. I reviewed the report in detail. I don't think it puts any points on the board. I don't think it moves the needle. If anything, I think it shows everyone that has opinions out there how difficult it is to find reliable information. Because one thing I will have to say about the report, although I didn't find it particularly useful, is that, it sourced all of its information. And unlike a Netflix documentary where people
Salute J Boss.
on second and third hand information.
Salute everybody in here though,
say,
for real.
This person said this, but this person didn't witness it firsthand. This person repeated what someone else said. or it said this person made this statement on Facebook. I mean, even the digital information, the photos, those aren't reliable because number one, like they say, you can't corroborate the timestamp. It could be the timestamp when the photo was screenshot versus taken, or even the last one we looked at, they're saying they can't say it was reliable because it could have been enhanced, with the color manipulated. So I think it just goes to show how difficult it is to find any real reliable information on this case.
Mobley, no offense, but you're wasting my time.
You heard what she say?
I got 1 hour tonight.
Uh-huh.
And you just wasted almost 1 minute of it.
Uh-huh. You said
every investigation starts somewhere. Let me just understand something. You have tried a lot of cases, right? That's what I was told.
A ton. And I won most of them.
Look at it. Okay.
Nothing like tooting your own horn. Blah, blah. That said,
okay.
Every investigation starts somewhere.
Get the lights up, gang. Let's get 200 lights.
Yes, I don't have the timestamp, but I can get the timestamp because I know about the photo.
Mm-hmm.
You start somewhere, and then you start digging, and then you find out what time it was taken. Then you find out if it was enhanced. Then you find out, is that Nolan at 4:50 and the boat has left? You enhance that audio we keep playing. You find out if they're saying, Nolan's dead. I don't know if that's real or not, but I can find out if it's real. So for you, a trial lawyer like yourself, in your own words, won most of them, evidence is not handed to you, Mobley, on a silver platter, on top of a Christmas tree. You have to find it. You have to investigate it. And that is the point of this timeline from the Cajun Navy. They're giving us a plethora, a cornucopia of evidence.
Wait. You don't say nothing. You hear she talking.
Don't waste another minute. Don't do it.
Do not interrupt her when she talking, brother. What is you doing? Be quiet. Who is this brother? Who is him? Be quiet when she talking. She don't need you to interrupt her. Be quiet. All right. Go ahead, my girl. You got the flow now. I got you. Go ahead.
Rabbit hole. It takes you down a rabbit hole of information that may not be reliable. The best thing to do is to talk.
Man, who was paying you? Because it ain't me. We don't pay guests.
You heard what she said? Oh, wait.
But hold my rear end. Objection. My rear
wait.
end.
I'm done.
Rabbit hole.
I'm done.
That's like you get a list of witnesses.
I'm fucking done, bro. I'm done. Y'all ain't feeling my old lady, man. Straight up. She said objection. Up. You heard what she said? Hey, this is how my old lady feeling. Just because that's my old lady don't mean nothing. Alright. Let's go. Let's turn the bit up just a little bit more. He said, let's go. Let's turn it up a little bit.
Every investigation starts. Then you find out if it was enhanced. Then you find out, is that Nolan at 4:50 and the boat has left?
My fault, y'all.
You enhance that audio we keep playing.
My fault, gang.
You find out if they're saying Nolan's dead.
My fault.
I don't know if that's real or not, but I can find out if it's real.
Wait.
So for you, a trial lawyer like yourself.
I didn't know we were
in your own words.
Wait. Let's go back there. I didn't know we were muted. My
That's
fault.
right. That's what I was told.
I didn't know we were muted, gang. My fault.
Nothing like tooting your own horn. Blah, blah. That said, Every investigation starts somewhere. Yes, I don't have the timestamp, but I can get the timestamp because I know about the photo. You start somewhere, and then you start digging, and then you find out what time it was taken. Then you find out if it was enhanced. Then you find out, is that Nolan at 4:50 and the boat has left? You enhance that audio we keep playing. You find out if they're saying, Nolan's dead, I don't know if that's real or not, but I can find out if it's real. So for you, a trial lawyer like yourself, in your own words, won most of them, evidence is not handed to you, Mobley, on a silver platter, on top of a Christmas tree. You have to find it. You have to investigate it. And that is the point of this timeline from the Cajun Navy. They're giving us a plethora, a cornucopia of evidence for us to start with. What? Don't waste another minute. Don't do it.
She said, you hear? You hear? She said, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
The best thing to do is to talk.
Man, who was paying you? Because it ain't me. We don't pay guests. Rabbit hole, my rear end. Objection, my rear end. A rabbit hole? That's like
I didn't tell you.
List of witnesses.
Wait.
Addresses. Screw it.
I didn't tell you to put that out there like that, Nancy. Now come on now. Don't be telling him about your rear end. Don't be telling him about what we do. Come on now. God dang, bro. That's what I be talking about, man.
You have to find
That's
them.
what I be fucking talking about, man.
You have to find the people that took these pictures. You have to find the people that were on those boats after you ID the boats. Then you have to take them one by one and interview. You know what? I'm sending him to the corner. Let him think about what he just said. Trasher? That's a tiny taste of what you're
I'm sending you because you shouldn't have told him about that. Come on now, Nancy. Come on now. Come on now. You know I like it from the back. Come on now. All right, come on. All right, that's enough. I'm just talking about a skit, YouTube. I'm talking about a skit. YouTube. Don't take nothing I say serious. YouTube. For real. I'm talking about a skit. And GTA. Let's go.
Information that may not be real. The best thing to do is to talk.
Man, who was paying you? Because it ain't me. We don't pay guests. Rabbit hole, my rear end. Objection, my rear end. A rabbit hole? That's like you get a list of witnesses and go, yeah, I don't have their addresses. Screw it. You have to find them. You have to find the people that took these pictures. You have to find the people that were on those boats after you ID boats. Then you have to take them one by one and interview. You know what? I'm sending him to the corner. Let him think about what he just said. Trasher, that's a tiny taste of what you're about to get. Hey, Caitlin Becker joining us, senior national correspondent, New York Post, star of NY Postcast, that's her podcast. Caitlin, what do you make of the photos and the timeline created this far by the United Cajun Navy? Come on, it's something. We got something. We're not getting anything from the government. We don't have the autopsy. We don't have any information. Nothing. They've gone radio silent.
This is how my employees clock in today. This little thing has helped my business save tens of thousands of dollars. Remember how we used to clock in? Yeah, this is way easier. I literally just tap my phone.
Yeah, come on, man.
It's exceptionally helpful to have these things laid out in this way with coordinates and times and pulling in some of the relevant social media information while also noting that it hasn't been verified. It's giving us, I think, the most comprehensive timeline that we could possibly have. I mean, not to push back, because I feel like you push back so much on that poor man, but the rabbit hole is the internet. The rabbit hole is reading every single person's theory. This is concrete information, and when it's not concrete, it says this hasn't been verified. This is at least giving me, from an investigative standpoint as a journalist, somewhere to focus my efforts, to focus my search. The thing that stands out to me are all of the people, like you said, potential witnesses, but also how similar everyone is dressed. They're all in bathing suits, and all the boats look pretty similar to me too. So that, to me, indicates that someone who's saying, I saw this person on this boat, I saw that person on that boat, might not be super clear on that, because as I'm looking at this image, everybody kind of looks the same, all the boats kind of look the same, which does muddy the waters even more and makes talking to them so
I've got
critical.
to work with you before I put you on the stand, girl. No.
Okay.
You are not getting up there and saying,
No,
they all
no,
look
no.
the same to me.
No, we is not inviting.
No.
No. We is not inviting nobody else. I told you about that. See, I just told you. Did I tell you about that the other night? I told you about inviting the other. Come on now. It's just a me and you thing, Nancy. Come on now, gang. Come on now. I just told you about that. Come on now. You getting out of line now. Come on now. I'm just being honest. I didn't tell you to invite nobody else. I told you what we do is between me and you. Only me and you.
Exceptionally helpful to have these things laid out in this way with coordinates and times and pulling in some of the relevant social media information while also noting that it hasn't been verified. It's giving us, I think, the most comprehensive timeline that we could possibly have. I mean, not to push back, because I feel like you push back so much on that poor man, but the rabbit hole is the internet. The rabbit hole is reading every single person's theory. This is concrete information, and when it's not concrete, it says this hasn't been verified. This is at least giving me, from an investigative standpoint as a journalist, somewhere to focus my efforts, to focus my search. The thing that stands out to me are all of the people, like you said, potential witnesses, but also how similar everyone is dressed. They're all in bathing suits, and all the boats look pretty similar to me too. So that to me indicates that saying, I saw this person on this boat, I saw that person on that boat, might not be super clear on that, because as I'm looking at this image, everybody kind of looks the same, all the boats kind of look the same, which does muddy the waters even more and makes talking to them so
I've got
critical.
to work with you before I put you on the stand, girl. No. You are not getting up there and saying, they all look the same to me. No. We would get the name of the boats. We would find who was out on the boat that day from its owner, and I would ask them who's on the boat. I would not rely, no offense, on your boozy eyesight from 30 yards away. Okay, no offense,
Nance, neither would I. Neither would I.
But there are ways to, contrary to what Mobley just blurted out, there are ways to find these witnesses and nail them down. If that photo is Nolan Wells, and it doesn't look like Nolan to me, then he's on the island at 7 p.m. Okay, now let me remind everybody that the guys on the boat, the Triton with Nolan, they're not charged with anything. They are presumed innocent. So don't be starting up the death threats and all that on them. We need them interviewed separately if they hadn't already been. Who knows what we can learn from them? Don't attack them. I want you to hear what one of them said, though, about the mysterious Katie.
I didn't wake up again until a little after 11 o'clock. And that was to my brother coming in the room being like, hey, Warren's trying to get a hold of you. Warren gets on the phone and he's just like, hey, man, he was like, hey, have you talked to Nolan? Anything else? I was like, no, I haven't talked to him, man. He was with that girl last time I knew. And he was like, okay. He was like, man, we can't get a hold of him. We don't know where he's at. And I was like, man, it's Nolan. He's probably just out somewhere with that girl. Like, get a hold of the girl, you'll probably find Nolan.
Okay, right there, I'm getting a red flag. That's from the Officer Tatum podcast, who joined us recently. That girl, the mysterious Katie. Remember, nobody who knew who she was. But then later, Dave Mack, do we learn that one of the guys on the boat had been texting with her and knew full well who it was? Where did the name Katie come from?
Katie was known to at least one person in the group, and that leads you to believe there were certainly more. There were a number of comments publicly made by friends of Nolan that backtracking, claiming they didn't know who Katie was, had never seen her before, and then you find out, yeah, well, not only did they know her, but they were texting around about her. So there's a lot of missing information here, Nancy, and it's why you said all along, why are these guys not on a polygraph?
Marie?
Just because we're having a lot of people coming up with a lot of different theories. I agree with Caitlin. Not every theory deserves the breath of air. It's not all true. I think it could confuse the search for justice when we're entertaining every single person who posts every single theory, even when it makes no sense. And I have to bring my friend out of probation and say that you can't, go according to every single piece of information you get. It has to make sense to warrant the investigators taking time to investigate. And the fact that they're not sharing with us, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're not doing it all. There's no law that says they have to share everything they're finding out with the public.
Here's how I got automated transcripts and summaries for every lecture I attend. It's called AI, and it's super easy to use.
Cause you look AI. You look AI. I ain't gonna count. That girl looked AI. Then I ain't gonna count. I gotta be honest. Wait. What happened? Damn it. I just like that. I think I'm inside the whole damn thing. That girl had throw me off. Cause she damn looked at fucking AI. I ain't gonna count. She do the AI in the mud just there. I ain't gonna count. It threw my whole screen off how she was looking.
Lines and cases you may
No.
never
That bit that was about done. Let's get to some more then. I got y'all. Let's get to some more. Such y'all think it's a game. Let's really get into some more news then. Oh, okay. It's out of that. Alright, let's really hop into some Nolan Well news then, gang. Let's really hop into some Nolan Well news. Let's go.
Here, you come with some bullshit. So I don't get twisted, man. Everything Secret Service Sam say, I don't take everything. There's a lot of things people say online. We keep some of it, we throw some of it away. But I'm gonna keep this right here, gang. Secret Service Sam brought up the fact there's a young lady out there in Mississippi investigating, and she's showing where in Horn Island or around Horn Island, it's fucking cameras everywhere, man. We've been thinking the whole time there's no cameras around Horn Island. We've been thinking out there in Ocean Springs, in that area, there's no cameras. It turns out, gang, that it's cameras everywhere. Let's check in with Secret Service Sam when it comes to the case of Nolan Xavier Wells. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells, gang.
Xavier Wells update, and just Bree Lee here on TikTok. Check out her videos. She just went around Ocean Springs and started exposing how many cameras are everywhere. So check out some of this footage. You can see there's cameras on the water. There is cameras at these houses. There is cameras on the pier. There is cameras on these bridges. So the point is there's cameras on the dock where they pulled up in Fort Bayou. The point is, where is all of this footage? Why are these businesses not coming forward? Maybe they have come forward and we as the public just don't know. Of course, this is all on the ledge of allegedly, as we know. But thank you to Bree. And Bree, please keep doing the Lord's work and show us where all these cameras are. She even said there were cameras on Horn Island, right? I mean, because it's around there. So the point is, some of these cameras had to have seen something. We still haven't seen footage of Nolan coming back. If he did, maybe everybody's saying he was left on the island, by himself to just swim back? Does that make any sense to anybody? Let me know in the comments what you think. Secret Service Sam out Samson for president.
Secret Service Sam and that zit on his damn head. Get on my nerves, but he cooking. I told you, Sko, I was in Gulfport, Mexico. Shout out to Big Damu, man. So they saying that there are cameras around there. But something else I want to know. I think we all want to know this too, gang. How come Officer Tatum put out the camera footage of the boys leaving the grandpa house, getting on the boat? Remember they showed Nolan Wells and all the kids getting on the boat. I think they said like 2 or 3 boats out there. How come we don't see any footage of them coming back? Can we see the footage of who all came back? Who was on what boat? Can we see the footage of the kids returning from Horn Island? I mean, yeah, they gave us the proof. Look, man, so look, they was all together. It's like everything they putting out there benefits the boys. Can we see the footage of their ass coming back? I want to see when they got back to show me them coming back to Grandpa crib. That's the shit I want to see. Yeah, that's it. Show us who all came back on the boat. Who was on what boat? Why did y'all stop it there? Why would y'all put out the footage of them going to leaving to go there, but don't put the footage of them coming back? Shout out to Mix the Cutie, man. Salute to Mix the Cutie. Yeah, we want that footage, man. We want the footage of them coming back from Horn Island, pulling that boat back up to the dock, and parking that bitch at Grandpa's house. Can we at least see that, man? Like I said, I'm unbiased, gang. When it comes to the Nolan Wells case, I'm very unbiased. I'm not saying what happened, I wasn't there. But we got to all admit, it's some bullshit in the game. Something don't sound right. I mean, I look at this shit, man, and I look at it from both different angles. I look at it over here, I don't know. I look over here and say, come on, man, that's some bullshit, man. How do y'all explain that? Oh, yeah, gang, we own this shit, man.
I run a podcast solo. No
Hey, shout
producer,
out
no
to Scope,
editor,
man,
no
for
tech
real.
skills, just Riverside.
That boy been on it. Let go.
Yeah. Let me see.
Shout out to Scope. That boy that been on it. Shout out to Scope. That boy that be on it. That boy that Scope, he be on it. For real, for real.
Shit, man. That footage probably don't exist no more. You right. Grandpa probably burned the fuck out that footage or deleted the hell out that shit. But they say it's always, it's always something. And something, you can't really delete shit these days. It goes somewhere. Smash that light. But depends on what kind of camera he is, though. He an old school nigga. He might have an old school camera. Depends on what kind of camera Grandpa got. But ain't it funny how they ran to Officer Tatum, gave him the footage of the boys leaving, of the girls, the boy, everybody leaving, but then all of a sudden, VA804, salute my guy, but then all of a sudden, yeah, we can't see the footage of them coming back. Y'all smashed that like button, gang. Okay, that was Secret Service Sam, y'all. We checking in with the Nolan Wells situation, man.
Let's go.
Let me see, and it's been a lot going on. So, of course, I got to go here. Light the gas up. This is a good time to light some gas up, man. I'm going to check in with everybody. We're going to check in with both sides. I'm going to check in with Tatum over there and see what he got going on and what's going on online. As of right now in this investigation, we understand that we wait on the cell phone evidence, the data, to come back from Nolan Wells' cell phone, man. Salute to his mom and to his dad. And we know we are waiting on the state's autopsy and toxicology report to come back. And everything is going before a grand jury. Now, that's the thing about the goddamn grand jury, gang. We don't know if we're going to get none of this, man. You didn't remember, things are going to the grand jury to kind of benefit Ben Crump. Because at the end of the day, Ben Crump wants criminal charges. So now the state is saying we're going to zip everything up. We're not saying shit else. Shh. And we're going to give everything to a grand jury. So will we get the cell phone evidence? Will we get the autopsy, the toxicology report? And I'm talking about even Ben Crump's toxicology report. Any of this shit, man. When is this shit coming out? It has to go before a grand jury, gang. So I don't know if we get nothing no time soon, gang. Yeah, we're going to keep investigating our goddamn own as of right now, man. Smash that like button, man. Salute to everybody, good man. Scope. Secret Service has skin cancer. Cut him some slack. Okay, shout out to that girl. Let me see. J76. Salute to girl, man. Salute, gang. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that, man. Salute to Secret Service Sam, man. I didn't know that. Yeah, gonna make a nigga feel bad, man. I didn't know that, gang. Shout out to Secret Service Sam, man. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Salute, man. Okay, I got some more shit going on. Smash that like button, gang. Let's go here though. I want to check in with Chronicle Speaks. I rock with Chronicle Speaks. She do her thing over there, man. I really rock with her. Let me take this down real quick, gang. Let me take this down real quick. Hold on, I'm gonna bring it back up. Give me 1 second, gang. 1 second. Let me see. Hold on. 1 second, gang. 1 second. Okay, here we go. Nope, take that down. All right, here we go. Let's get into this real quick. Let's get a quick update on everything going on, the latest what's going on with the Nolan Wells investigation. Smash that like button and salute to everybody in the building rocking with me, gang.
Instead, they announced alleged threats made towards witnesses and public.
I want to say this too. I see where it's a lot of people been sending me a lot of new evidence, a lot of new things being said online. And I do see, I don't know if Compton Bomb is there tonight. Shout out to the West Coast. I don't know if Compton Bomb is there tonight. But he been saying you got to follow Shady Katie. He been saying that investigation might not be on the boat, Sko. It might be at Horn Island. The boys did leave. Maybe Katie knows more that's going on. But now people are saying, look, check this out. I get close for this shit. Now they saying they think Katie might have been on the boat with the boys. I'm like, what? We seen videos of Katie, back on Horn Island at 5:30. She put her own photos out. People are saying, no, Sko, you got to go back and look at some of the pictures and some of the photos and shit like that. It's looking like some of those photos are showing that it's a possibility that Katie could have been on the boat at one point in time with Nolan and all the boys, too. Do y'all agree with that? We just going through shit, gang. Some things we're going to keep, some things we're going to throw away. But let's cook, gang. Salute to everybody. And shout the Chronicle Speaks, man. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, gang.
Officials connected to the investigation.
Let's go.
As the headlines continue to focus on those alleged threats, it almost feels like the conversation has shifted away from the questions so many people have been asking since day one. What happened to Nolan Wells? Authorities have confirmed that no one has been officially charged in connection with Nolan's death, and that investigation remains ongoing. Now let's briefly talk about these 3 arrests. According to federal authorities, one individual from California was charged.
Ain't it crazy that they keep saying arrest made in Nolan Wells case? If the fucking media says that one more time, bro, arrest has been made in the Nolan Wells case. A man was arrested for threatening the judge. I'm like, man, the fucking news don't stop this bullshit. Every time I turn around, I'm seeing a headline that reads, an arrest made. I'm talking about from the real news. Arrest made in the case of Nolan Wells. And then it's somebody that's done threatened the damn judge or her family. Meanwhile, Nolan Wells' mama been over there getting death threats, been over there getting hate mail, bad reviews, job on the line. Ain't not one motherfucker been arrested, man. This is some bullshit. Smash the like button. Yeah, more arrests made in Nolan Wells' case. You look up, it's another person being arrested for fucking with the family of Warren Hudson. Come on, gang.
After allegedly sending threatening messages to Judge Ashley Cole, which happens to be Warren Hudson's stepmother. A second person from Ohio was charged after allegedly making bomb threats to government offices involved in the case. And most recently, a third individual from Illinois was arrested after allegedly threatening witnesses and their families. Again, these are separate federal cases involving alleged threats that are not charges related to Nolan Wells' death. With that said, another major talking point.
Hold on, gang. I didn't check the boys' GoFundMe. Shout the goddamn Sharon Murphy for that cash app. Salute to Sharon Murphy for that cash app. Don't worry, gang. We can go check on the boys' Give, Send, Go to see how much money they made a minute too. I forgot to go recheck that. Smash the like button.
It has become the Give, Send, Go fundraiser created by Dr. Benjamin Hudson, the father of Warren Hudson. According to the fundraiser, it was established.
Hold on, real quick, gang. Real quick, man. They said the friends got their own private investigation going on. Something has been revealed, and someone is going down soon. Fuck Mississippi. Okay. Indestructible Soul. Salute, gang. Salute the Indestructible Soul. You came in fast, gang. Salute, man. Yeah. You had tears in your eyes when you typed this shit. Yeah. I know a passionate post when I see one. You had tears in your eyes. Shout out to Mississippi, man. Y'all understand where she coming from, gang. Yeah, she ain't saying F our black folks out there. She just said for all the racism, all the cover-up, the police, the goddamn DA's office, smash that like button, man. Sheriff Ledbetter, smash that goddamn like button. Salute to everybody. Y'all, it's Friday night. Light some gas up, some Reggie, some CBD, some K2, whatever you got going over there. It's not my business. But salute to everybody rocking with the gang. It's most definitely feeling like
a crazy case here,
the
gang.
state is hiding. Remember this, y'all.
This is a
Nobody
crazy
is saying
case.
that Nolan Wells' friends murdered him just because he was black. That's not where the racist part comes in at. We're saying because these are white kids that he was with, and he didn't show back up home and washed up, and they made it home, they're not investigating it. It wasn't a white kid that washed up. It was a black kid. The state of Mississippi don't give a fuck. They screamed no foul play the day after the boy was found. Smash didn't tell a shit about the discoloration in the back of his head. Didn't investigate the friends. They dumped no phones. They checked no boats. Nothing. No foul play.
To raise money to defend Warren Hudson, Jax Patalo, and Morgan Seymour. Their first goal is to raise money to defend these friends, aka the buddies, against incoming wrongful death actions filed by the attorney Ben Crump and his team. And their second goal is to sue anyone slandering their name, whether that be Ben Crump, social media influencers, news outlets, and much more.
I told y'all they get ready to sue, man. They went and got Donald Trump's defamation attorneys. You know what I mean? the boy, people keep saying, well, in case they get arrested, they gotta have legal representation. Man, them boys went and hired Donald Trump's defamation attorneys. That means they getting ready to sue a bunch of motherfuckers. That's what it sounds like to me, gang. It sounds like Warren Hudson's family, Ashley Cole, the judge. It sounds like that they are getting ready to sue the draws off everybody involved, including a few content creators. Smash that like button, y'all. Few niggas might lose their channels behind this shit.
And what's crazy to me is how quickly everyone involved was able to lawyer up. They wasted absolutely no time getting attorneys, and that happened before the story had even started to unfold. Then Nolan's family began receiving support through their GoFundMe to help with funeral expenses, legal representation, and everything else that comes with the family suddenly losing their son, while also fighting for answers. And now we have a fundraiser asking the public to financially support some of the very people who were with Nolan that day. That's where I have questions.
Right.
We're talking about...
Did anybody here support Nolan Wells family, gang? You know what? I'm going to send $100 to Nolan Wells family. Just so I can say I sent something, gang. I will be sending $100 to Nolan Wells family. Anything y'all want to send, just send it to me on my Cash App, and I'll send it to them for y'all. They like, Sco, stop the bullshit, bro. Sco. They're like, we're not falling for that shit tonight, Sco. We're not falling for that, Sco. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells, gang. Donate to the parents, man. If you feel like Nolan Wells was murdered, and you feel like his family need answers, then support the family, gang.
Teenagers who, from everything we've seen publicly, had access to boats, private docks, and expensive homes. Yet now money is being raised for their legal fight, while Nolan Wells' name and death are at the center of the entire campaign. Regardless of how anyone feels about their legal rights, Nolan is the reason the public even knows most of their names. He's also the person who lost his life. So watching his name and this tragedy essentially become the backdrop for raising money to defend and protect people who made it home that day just does not sit right with me.
If you love music but don't see yourself on stage, that's okay. Every song needs someone to record it, mix it, and shape how it sounds.
Regarding the tragic death of Nolan Wells in Mississippi.
Now, this was very important to me. Let's go here. Shout out to Miss Nikki, man. Shout out to Miss Nikki. So we see the Wyoming football coach spoke out. This is Bart's coach, y'all. Remember, Bart is the punter. He's the all-star, all-American punter. Bart was there. Damn it, Bart. We know Bart was by the boats or on the boats. We know Bart is in the building when, for what people believe, when Nolan Wells was being murdered in the background that Cito called. So Bart's coach, shit getting so hot, gang. The block is getting so motherfucking hot that the Wyoming football coach, during a goddamn meeting about the team, during some media about the team, was forced to speak on Bart. And this is what he said, man. Smash that light button, gang. This is Bart's coach, y'all. The Wyoming football coach, Bart's coach, was forced to speak on this situation because everybody's making so much goddamn noise.
And the very public social media link to one of our players, Bart Edmiston.
Let's go.
At no time since July 4th has we been aware in any way, shape, or form, has it come to our attention that Bart Edmiston has been a suspect, ever been a suspect, or currently is a suspect. We have no information that has ever linked him to this, okay? And so that's where that's at. We'll have no further comment on it until the matter is, the official investigation is completed. Bart doesn't have a defense attorney and never has had a defense attorney. His family does have a personal attorney, Russell Latino, who was retained to fight defamation issued against Bart and his family. And so any other comment or questions that you want regarding that and Bart would be directed at Mr. Latino. But as far as us in the program right now, again, like I said, we have had no information. Nothing has been brought to our attention that he was ever a suspect or is a suspect.
Now let's get into some of the new findings because this...
Talk to me, Chad. Talk to me, Chad. How do y'all feel about that, gang? The coach is saying they know Bart has never been a suspect, far as they know. He's a player. This is college. I'm sure anything going on with Bart, they would hear about it. Coach is saying no. Far as I know, Bart does not have a defensive attorney. Bart is not, is not being accused of anything. And Bart family has a family attorney that's been on retainer for the longest, a family attorney. And he has been called to step up to the front for defamation, not for legal representation in a murder case. So he's telling the coach is saying Bart is not a suspect. Bart ain't never been a suspect. Hell, ain't nobody even questioned Bart, motherfucking ass. We'll know. Yeah, did they even question Bart? Now, they say they questioned over 60 people. You would think for sure Bart would be one of the people they talked to because Bart had his own boat out there. You know what I mean? We know if Bart is there during the CETO call. We hear Bart name on the background. But coach is saying, far as he concerned, Bart all good with me, my nigga. Bart will be punting this motherfucking football and kicking field goals all season. So if you don't got no tickets to the Wyoming game, yeah, go get you some. If you want to boo Bart, bitch ass, go get some tickets to the Wyoming football game. If you want to go there to boo Bart. So there's gonna be a few niggas that are looking for Bart. I'm not making no threat, Bart. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. But it's gonna be a few niggas that Wyoming football games looking for Bart Edmiston. Smash that like game. The defamation lawsuit can backfire on them, so they will have to testify to prove defamation. More info can be requested. We seen when Al Sharpton said that. Shout out to my guys at the press. Whenever it's a defamation lawsuit, you have to sit down and they gotta go through all your shit. They gotta go through both parties' shit. So that means them boys have to come off them phones, this, that, and the other, everything that the other side is gonna want to, anything y'all suing for, the information y'all want, they're gonna receive the same information or even more from y'all. Smash that like button. Salute to my guy, the press, man. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Salute, fam. Salute. But how do y'all feel about Bart coach saying that Bart is not a suspect? Bart is not being questioned about shit. That, nobody's looking at Bart. Only the internet. As far as in real life, ain't nobody looking at Bart. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody. But hold on. Let me see something. Let me check something real quick. Shout out to Sylvia for that cash app, man. Salute to Sylvia for that cash app, gang. Salute, Sylvia. Salute.
Tino. But as far as us in the program right now, again, like I said, we have had no information. Nothing has been brought to our attention that he was ever a suspect or is a suspect.
Now let's get into some of the new findings because this is where things get very interesting. Now in our last video, we talked about Katie. When this was still a missing persons case, we kept hearing Katie's name. We were told Nolan was last seen with Katie. Well, Katie's sister.
Hold on, gang. That damn Katie, man. I want. Hey, look, chat. Look, chat. Talk to me, chat. Look, let me vibe with y'all for a minute, chat. Hold on, chat. Let me vibe with y'all for a minute, chat. Do y'all think Katie knows more about what happened to Nolan Wells? Yes or no in my chat, gang. Do y'all feel like Katie knows more? Because they know a lot of people want to say, no, Katie is innocent. Katie is the girl that Warren is going back and forth with. You know what I mean? Well, just because you and somebody's going back and forth don't mean y'all both don't know what the fuck is going on. Maybe you feel like her story don't match mine, so I'm about to do a little cleanup during these interviews. Do y'all believe Katie knows more about what happened to Nolan Wells? Yes or no? Do y'all believe Katie is holding something back? Do y'all believe Katie is scared somewhere? The boys done got to her. They all kind of in cahoots. And Katie is too afraid to say what really happened. Or Katie ass is a part of this shit. Katie is covering up and lying with them. Yeah. Compton Bomb said, man, nigga, don't play with me, Scope. Of course, brother. Of course. Shout out to Compton Bomb, man. Compton Bomb said, of course, man. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah. Smash the like button. Salute to everybody. But I got to ask y'all about Katie, man. Now, Katie's sister came out and kind of, said that, we didn't hear from Katie when it came to what her sister said. Her sister said that Warren wasn't telling the truth. I want to hear Katie say that shit. If Warren is lying on Katie, if Katie was not with Nolan all day long, all in the water, cuddling, cradling her and shit like that, they hugged up all day long, then say that. We need to hear Katie, man. I know y'all think, well, Scott, she's probably talking to investigators. They're not going to talk to us. But we need to know that, man. We need to hear from Katie. When it comes to when it comes to the grand jury, I'm guessing this is going to go before that. I'm guessing Katie's statements and everybody's statements and witnesses, I guess the grand jury heard this, man. But we want to know, man, Katie, is Warren lying on you? And if he is, baby, we seen you use your social media the other day to put photos out trying to clear your name up. If he lying, come out and tell us Warren is lying, and what is he lying about?
Gracie immediately came forward and said Katie made it home because she was on another boat and that she was safe because her brother and sister-in-law got her. While Nolan's buddies were seemingly putting the focus on Katie,
Nolan was sitting by the boat with that Katie girl.
As the person Nolan was last.
Nigga, what nigga call a bitch that Katie girl? I mean, That's how you know a nigga throwing shade. Katie knows something. They got her scared to talk. Said UMC Smoke. Shout out to Memphis and the goddamn it. Shout out to the 901, man. Salute to the 901, man. Salute to the 901. We just seen a group of white girls beating up a black girl in the other video. What was the moment? I mean, come on, y'all don't think these? Yeah, I'm not pointing out like. I mean, I'm just saying. What you know what I mean? Why don't y'all think Katie could be scandalous? Why do y'all think Katie is so goddamn innocent? I'm starting to rock with my nigga Compton Bomb in this bitch. Why do y'all think Katie is so innocent? Why do y'all think maybe Katie can't be lying a little bit? You know what I mean? Why can't Katie be lying? Smash that like button, gang. Why can't Katie be lying?
Scene with Katie appeared to be doing everything she could to disassociate herself from this case altogether. Then weeks later, pictures of Katie started to circulate, which initially seemed to back up what her sister Gracie said. There were pictures released of Katie showing herself partying after 4:31 p.m., which is after the boat carrying Nolan's buddies had reportedly already left.
Now think about that. Katie trying to save herself, man. Katie trying to save herself, man. Katie wouldn't remember. Everybody is saying they don't know where Nolan is, man. Nobody. This is the fucked up part about it. So you mean to tell me Warren seen Nolan with Katie, said they was hugged up all day, but Katie ain't seen Nolan, and the boys ain't seen Nolan? He came with y'all. He jumped on Katie was the piece y'all say he was on all day, but ain't nobody seen him. Not them, not Katie. Nobody. I mean, that's their homie. He rode there with us. He spent the night at the crib. He spent the night at the crib last night, came. And you mean to tell me that now nobody knows where he at? Now out of nowhere, nobody knows where he at. He came with them with